bought this van solely for weekends away just over a year ago, but little did I know at this present day it will turn into my full-time home. So I guess you could call me a full-time van lifer now, but this van ain't quite ready for that status. Yes, it's been insulated. Yes, it's got a bed in it, but that's about it. Now I'm going to give you a quick van tour before we get on to making this more of a livable space for me, like I said, going forward into the winter. Bearing in mind I have a 4-year-old lad that will be sleeping in it with me. So it has to be toasty, it has to be cozy, it has to be home away from home, doesn't it? Now I think it's only right that we start off early on in the video with a van tour, as it is right now before we get to work, preparing it ready for winter. So I bought the van luckily with 2 swivel chairs. Now this one, as you can see, the passenger has been swiveled around for the video so I can face you, aka the back of the van, and it opens it up. It means you don't have to sit on your bed if you don't want to. You can be sat upright, have a meal. Now you need a table if you're gonna have a meal. I'm not dragged up, mate. I need a table. Where's your table, lad? Hang on. Pop my sheet off and lift out this square bit of foam, and there you have it. Look at that. It's even got some pretend wood on it. Now the reason I put that on is simply because I was spilling things on the wood. The wood was getting stained, warped, and just not looking pretty, mate. And after you tick a few months off in the calendar living in this van, it's not gonna look good, is it? So got myself some cheap lino, essentially. It's just water resistant, and it means if I spill something, I can wipe it clean. Bish bash bosh, we're good to go. So that's nice to have that there. Also means actually get foam off again. If I'm stood outside the van, say weather like today is promising and it's been kind to me, it's hip high, it's lovely. It's a lovely working sort of space. But like I said, if it isn't, we shut door 2 and we've still got our working space. And then bedtime comes, you slap that back on, you got yourself your double bed. Now, while you're looking at my bed, I'm not actually feeling this duvet. It does the job, but it's not cute, is it? It's not vibey. So I will be getting myself a new duvet set, treating myself. I mean, I did actually spot one on Dunelm, divvied about it, had one in stock. And when I went to buy it, it had sold out. Do not divvy. If you see something you want it, just buy it. I mean, I tell myself this time and time again, never learn. Breathe, Jordan. What else do we need to talk about? Storage. So as you can see, we've got 2 nets either side, but obviously that's not going to be enough when it comes to clobber, utensils, everything you can think of that you need in a house. I'm going to have to try and fit into this van. So what I've done is allowed myself plenty of storage underneath the bed. Now I made this pallet wood bed, yeah, out of pallet wood. Cost me about 20 quid when you add it all together with sort of the screws and everything I had to buy for it. Yeah, a little flex there, because you can buy these for like 300 or 400 quid. Granted, they're a lot lighter, but there's something about doing it yourself, isn't there? It's just, and yeah, it's not pretty, but it is pretty. It depends what you call pretty, innit? To me, that's slapdash, that's rustic. If you've seen my bushcraft shelter down in the woods, you know I don't like it perfection. I like it to be a little bit of personality, a little bit of character. I feel like the bed's got that. Each to their own though. But yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. Got myself some simple boxes, and they go right back there. I'm not going to reach in there because it looks like, oh my god, I'm stuck, step bro. And then there's one that sort of slides in the side there, which has all my sort of miscellaneous electronics and whatnot, but it sort of slides out of the way because it's not used as often. Whereas these 2 boxes are essentially my wardrobe. Shut boot down, I'll show you exactly where my kitchen is. So if we shift bag out the way, we release the bungee cord securing it. There we have it. 1 box for food and 1 box for everything that you might need to cook it and eat it. Happy days. Now, another thing you've got to take into consideration when living out of your van is obviously power. I've got myself a good few power banks, obviously, but it's not really going to do the job if like I said, I'm going to be in here all the time. So I've gone and bought myself a leisure battery. And that is exactly what we're going to do right now. I've got myself my mate, Dom, who is very clued up, also has lived in a van himself for the last 6 years, I believe. So he knows what he's doing when it comes to this, unlike me, who is absolutely clueless. So let's learn together. Let's go over to his spot and see what's what. Hey, that rhymed, mate. That rhymed, didn't it? What did I even say? I haven't got... Did it rhyme? Anyway, right, I'm digressing. Let's get in the van. Now, I do actually have a slight little problem with the van already, other than my power. And that's the fact that we had downpour rain all day yesterday, all night last night. And we've got a leak at the back. Of course we have a leak at the back. So it basically means it drips down the sidewall, and my mattress isn't a mattress, it's basically sponge, like memory foam. And it's obviously, what does a sponge do? It soaks up moisture. So it was sopping wet this morning and not ideal. So that's going to have to be another job. I've also got cobwebs. I hate spiders, which obviously means I live with spiders. But that is not my worry. My worry is sleeping on a waterbed, but not one of the nice waterbeds. So without further ado, let's go over to Dom's and see what's what. I need to go pick up my tools first though. So my mate Dom has actually just got himself a new van from the original one he started van life in. So for that reason, he's got things to do on it that I'm going to be doing on mine in the coming weeks. So he said he's going to do it on his, let me shadow him, and then I'm going to have a go at mine. And all that's scary, because obviously, like I said, I don't know what I'm doing here. It's the way you learn in life, innit? Now, he could easily just do it for me, and I wouldn't really take too much from it. I wouldn't remember it. But it means now, when I'm doing it, that if I ever have to do this again, then at least I've got a little bit of knowledge. And as they say, knowledge is wealth. Is that what they say? Health is wealth, innit? But you get me gist. Right, anyway, I'm going to stop wobble gobbing. I'm going to go pick up my tools and we'll get round there. So Dom's in the house crimping the DC to DC, which basically, if I get it right, is the thing that charges this leisure battery from the main battery while I'm driving. Now, it ain't going to clear it, but underneath there is actually a little bit of height in comparison to that, so it does lift up. So it probably would go in, but then obviously I'm going to have things attached to here, and I just don't think it is going to have the clearance. So because of that, long story short, we're not going in there. We might just tuck it underneath the bed there, right by my kitchen. Now, obviously, driving about, we can't be having it sliding and slipping like that. So, good old bungee cords come in handy. But before we do that, we need to get this on. Now, this is the fuse board, and I'm just thinking we're going to have it right by the side of these USB sockets I've got going on here that attach straight to the main battery of the van. So what I've got to worry about is having this screw go through the carpeted wall and puncture the wires that are connected to these, because that'll just be another job that I do not need. But we're just going to wing it as we do in life. Jobs are good, and if only all the jobs were going to be that easy today. All right, so I've just put myself a 20 amp fuse in, and then I'm going to wire up myself a couple of plugs, USB-C and USBs in there. And I'm probably going to have that here somewhere just so I can plug in my phone and everything else that I want to charge and just leave it on the bed sort of job. Pretty much a Sparky at this point, aren't I? Then maybe just have that there like that. Do you know what I mean? Get a bit of Velcro on the job. Okay, so here's the DC to DC. That will be going underneath the bed right next to the battery, which, like I said, will then transmit the power from the actual battery of the van under the bonnet to the leisure battery. Now, I need a little bit of board like this because it does get a little bit warm. I don't want it straight onto the carpet like the fuse box. So we just need to trim a little bit off. I need something to use as a ruler. Do I have anything straight? Yes, I do. I'll do. Cheers, Noah. Oh, where have I put my blooming saw? Always the case when you do jobs like this, isn't it? You always put your tools down, or at least I do, and forget where they are. Just going to use my little pruning saw, aka bushcraft saw. Oh God. I'm just going to go see if Dom's got a better saw, because that is not ideal. It's already ripping away at it. Got myself a bit of sandpaper just to smoothen the edges. Right, so I got myself 4 screws at either corner just to put into the carpeted wall. We'll get the DC to DC screwed onto there as well first. Go around with the same length of screw, my stubbiest ones I've got. And there we go, our 6 screws well and truly in and secure. Now, although it looks bodge jobby from the back, we're looking pretty professional at the front if you ask me. And to be honest with you, it's just going to grip on the carpet having more of these spikes, aka screws, going into the carpet. Right, so putting that to the side for the time being, we're now going to wire up some more wires to the fuse box, which these are actually the main wires that are going to go straight to the battery. Look at that, tidy job. Just had to rejig my side wires because when the case goes on, it would have been in the way, but that looks better, doesn't it? Dom's just come up with a good idea. Although this wood that I've just done would do the job, he's just come up with this beauty that he's found. Now that is just a bit more of a daddy bit of wood in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it off there, we're going to stick it on there, and what this also does is it gives us a bit more room if I want to add anything at a later date to the sort of setup. And with the battery being in here, although I'm going to bungee cord it so it doesn't move about too much, having the wood that's a little bit thicker at the side here is just going to take away a little bit more play, so it can't have a little bit of a jig about even if it wanted to. Right, so I've got the DC to DC back off the original bit of wood, and it's going on here. Now it's going at back end, so the battery will then sit here. Like I said, the wood will act as a spacer, and also it is upside down, you might notice. Now that's just so the wires are towards the battery. It doesn't matter whether it's upside down or not, and you're not going to see it, so it's not going to bother my OCD too much. And with my charger point being wired in, let's see. Moment of truth, do we have power? Yes, we do. So a while back, I got myself a little portable solar panel. Actually, Dom encouraged me to get it in the first place, and we just tested it. The app is saying that it's taking the power in and putting it into the leisure battery, so I'd say we're winning. So on the topic of that solar panel, this is basically the fascia showing what it's taking in, So I'm going to have that with some Velcro straps because there's nothing to actually screw it into the board. I'm going to some sticky Velcro straps, stick it on that wooden board, and I am currently going to wire it into the fuse box. Which, to be honest, I'm actually thinking, does this go on the board as well? Do you know what I mean? I think I'm going to do that as well. I'm going to put that on the board as well. It's just one less thing for Noah to kick with his foot when he's faffing about in the van, innit? But first things first, I will get this wired to the fuse box before taking it off the wall. Now, the reason the lights come on is because it doesn't have a fuse. So I'm going to stick a 10 amp in that. Now, I'm not pretending I knew that, sorry. Dominic just told me that. But there we are, light is out. I mean, you can't write it. So I'm now taking off the DC to DC again, off this for the third time, because it turns out we want it the other way around, so it isn't going to be upside down. And then I'd put it on, but then I was thinking, hang on a minute, it sort of leaves these wires vulnerable. If I push this back and it's pressed against, say, the back of the bed or something, just not ideal. So bring it back here a little bit, and then this board will obviously work as a bit of a shield to prevent anything sort of, having a go at the wires. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. Gonna have decent forearms, at least on the right hand side. I'm being proper roguey because I should definitely be doing little pilot holes with a drill before putting a screw in, but I'm just slapping that screw in straight away and going at it. Bodge job, half a job. Call me Arthur, do you know what I mean? So I'm not going to get the full job done today. However, we are at a point now where I can charge my phone and any other devices using the leisure battery. I can attach my solar panel and charge it through that. It's just not connected to my actual battery of the van, and that is for another day. But for the rest of the day, I need to give Dom a hand. It's a bit of a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. He's got a house, although he's a van lifer, he has a house that he likes for a bit of passive income. But with being a landlord comes pros and cons. He's got a fair bit of work to get done in there for the next tenant. So, shake me hand, mate. I will give you a hand where I can, because you are an absolute babe for helping me, because like I said, don't know what I'm doing here. Right, let's get fuse board on. I've also got a boot open, and the reason for that is sun is shining to some degree and I've got a leak, hence why I'm airing the mattress out right now. It's coming from around this area. I'm hoping it's just this seal, but I'm not quite sure, to be honest, because there's a wet point, there's a wet spot somewhere here. So I'm wondering, is it the bodywork or is it just coming down and the water seems to be sitting there, hence why it makes a certain area of the carpet wetter than the rest. But with it being a sponge, as I said earlier, it soaks it up. So just airing it out, got a towel down, and hopefully a big lorry don't come down and take boot lid off. So that's how we're looking at the moment. Then I'm going to put this on. Oh, of course, I haven't given myself enough clearance, have I? You can't write it, can you? So I'm going to put some Velcro straps on there, like I think I said earlier. But look at that, that's just going to annoy my OCD. I've moved that along a little bit, which gives this enough room now to sit there. And that's basically just showing you what the solar panel will be taking in as and when I plug it into my battery. I'm not going to lie to you, that was a lot fiddlier than it should have been, but it's all bungeed in, so it shouldn't move now. It's pretty sturdy. Board is tucked in at the side here, a little bit further back. Yeah, it's snug, which to be honest is probably a good thing. And yeah, for the time being, that is that. So the next task is get the bed tidied up to give Dom a hand, because we are off to the tip. So all this wood's going off in the van. Did I tell you I used to do karate? Oh, I didn't even snap. Sausage head. Yeah! Fresh bedding, mate. We're not having a moist bath on this. Oh, it's quite high to lift it to as well. It's a good job I'm well strong, isn't it? Push it. How's the workout, that? I've only gone and installed myself a little bath as well. Luxurious van life in me, mate. I'm not messing about. That's definitely going arse over tip while we drive. Oh, mate, I'm going to have to wash my bloody bed.
We should have just taken the mattress off.
Yeah. Oh, what a day. I've got a decent amount done, to be honest. Quite happy. I've just been to the park. Noah took me out to have a little play out. And then now I've come back to a delivery. So, gone and got myself a fridge yesterday. Beauty of next day delivery, innit? Yeah, it's a nice little 10 litre. And I think for just me, it's going to be enough. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't need to be massive. Absolutely buzzing with that. Because although it's getting colder just in general, it's still noticeably quicker for things to expire than if you had it at home in a fridge. So this is essential, basically. So yeah, we'll be getting that in ASAP. Oh, what a way to finish the day, sitting back and staring into a flame. My favourite way, at least. Anyhow, I just wanted to say, like, it's been a mad chapter in my life, this. It is a mad chapter, I'm currently in it, and I just thought, oh, turn anything negative into a positive as and when you can. And I think with this one, although, yeah, in my personal life, which I'm not going to get into because I think it's a personal life for a reason, But that being said, is a negative, you could argue, or it's a little bit of a rocky road, shall we say. It is really good content, I think. I think it'd be a shame for me not to document this, even if it's just for myself or my little boy to watch in the future. And if anyone else out there on the internet enjoys watching it, then yeah, it'd be a shame not to do it, not to film it. So, with that being said, this will be a series. Basically, me, like I said earlier on, full-time van life, and from here on out. Me and Dom literally earlier on did say I've picked the worst time to do the van life thing, because obviously we're going into the winter, it's only going to get colder. And that's kind of why I'm prioritizing getting the power in as soon as possible, getting the fridge, which, like you've just seen, it's come, and I'll be getting that installed as soon as possible as well, because it's just making living more convenient. And obviously in a van, that has got to be a priority, because it's already an inconvenient space, because it's a lot smaller than a house that you've always been used to growing up until the time you decide to take on van life. And also with me having a little boy who is not living with me full time, granted, but when he stays with me, with it getting colder, I don't want him to sort of see staying with dad as being nivered and uncomfortable and cold. That can't be a thing. I need it to be warm and cozy in there, and that is exactly why I need a diesel heater, which will hopefully be the next thing after the fridge going in to be installed, and that will obviously be another video to the series. And I'm just going to spend the rest of the last few minutes of this fire staring at the flame, enjoying it before crawling into the pit and calling it a night. I appreciate you coming around with me today. It's been fun, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the series, whatever it entails. I'll see you in the next one, guys.